Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we will learn German cases. German cases often feel difficult at first, but they are actually logical and systematic. Today we will learn the nominative case, the simplest case in German. I'll explain it slowly with simple examples so beginner can easily follow. So let's get started. Let's first understand what the case means. In German, a case tells us the job of a noun or a pronoun in a sentence. It shows whether the noun or pronoun is doing the action or receiving the action. There are 4 cases in German: nominative, accusative, dative and genitive, which are called as nominative, accusative, dative and genitive in German. Each case has a different rule. In this video, we are not learning all of them. We'll focus only on the nominative case. A case answers important questions in a sentence. For example, who is doing the action? Or who is receiving the action? Different cases answer different questions. The nominative case answers a very specific one. Now, what is the nominative case? The nominative case is used for the subject of a sentence. The subject is the person or a thing that does the action. This definition is very important, so try to remember it. To find nominative case, we ask 2 simple questions. Who is doing the action? Or what is doing the action? In German, these questions are wer and was. So the word that answers the question is in the nominative case. We use who for a person and what for a thing. Here is the golden rule. The subject of a sentence is always in the nominative case, which means subject equals nominative. If you remember only one rule today, remember this one. Let's look at basic German sentence structure. A simple German sentence usually follows this pattern: subject, then verb, and then the information. In German sentence, verb always remain in the second position. Now let's see some examples to understand the nominative case better. The first example is Du bist müde. You are tired. Now ask the question, who is tired? So the answer is du, which means you. So du is the subject and du is in the nominative case in this example. The next example is Ich lerne Deutsch. I learn German. Ask the question, who is learning the German? The answer is ich. So ich is the subject and it is in the nominative case. Another example, Der Mann liest. The man reads. Ask the question again, who is reading? The answer is der Mann. So der Mann is the subject and it is in the nominative case, because subject is always in the nominative case. Let's see one more example. Die Frau spricht Deutsch. The woman speaks German. Ask, who is speaking? The answer is die Frau, the woman. So die Frau is the subject and it is in the nominative case. Now let's discuss an important case with the verb sein. When we use the verb sein, the sentence does not show us an action. It tells us who someone is or what something is. In these sentences, both sides of sentences talk about the same person or the same thing. So both sides are in the nominative case when we are using verb sein. For example, ich bin Lehrer. Here, ich and Lehrer refers to the same person. Therefore, both ich and Lehrer are in the nominative case. Another example is Das ist ein Hund. Here, das and ein Hund refers to the same thing. Therefore, both das and ein Hund are in the nominative case. So remember, with sein, we do not have an object. We have 2 nominatives. If you are unsure how to find the nominative, follow these steps. First, read the sentence. Second, ask, who or what, where or was. Third, find the answer. The answer is the nominative case. Let's practice once more. The sentence is Die Frau spricht Deutsch. Ask the question. Wer spricht? Who's speaking? The answer is die Frau, the woman. So die Frau is in the nominative case. So far you saw many examples where the subject comes with an article like der Mann, die Frau. So the big question is, which article do we use in the nominative case? In the nominative case, both definite and indefinite articles stay in their basic form. They do not change. For example, for definite articles, we use der, die, das for masculine, feminine and neuter nouns, and we use die for plural nouns. For indefinite articles, in the nominative case, we use ein for masculine and neuter nouns and eine for feminine nouns. There is no indefinite article in plural. So remember, articles stay in their basic form in the nominative case. Now, let's summarize. German has 4 cases. The nominative case is used for the subject of a sentence. To find the nominative case, just ask where or was, who or what. The subject does the action. Therefore, subject is always in the nominative case. And with verb sein, both sides of sentence are in the nominative case. So that's all for today. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video.